TSU head coach Eddie George, the team coming off a 2010 loss at UT Martin and Big South-OVC play this past weekend. They will face Kennesaw State on the road this week. So, Coach, some thoughts on your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, coming off a disappointing loss to two-time OVC champion UT Martin. Really proud of the way our guys played. Didn't handle adversity really well. Had opportunities to find ways to tie up the ball game late in the fourth quarter. And, I told our guys it's not a loss unless you learn. And that's what we're doing. We're learning how to compete against the upper echelon schools week to week. And we have to take advantage of those opportunities when they're given to us. When you have a chance to make a play, drop 2 touchdown passes, drop interceptions, had opportunities to jump on balls that are on the ground. Didn't particularly tackle well at certain points at the time of the game, didn't execute offensively at times on the point of the game. So when you're trading blows against a team like that, you see that as somewhat of as progress. Because the last 2 years, the competition wasn't even close. First year going down there, it was a ball game late in the third, fourth quarter. We still didn't know. I didn't know what I had in terms of a team. Certainly last year, we wasn't even a good competition. We couldn't get the ball in the end zone. So when we're in the conversation of possibly getting the victory late in the fourth quarter against that type of team, I think we're making some progress, and we're going to keep working diligently. That's the number one thing I told our team, is that we continue to work. We learn to grow. We learn how to win those type of ball games by taking ownership of the mistakes we made in the game that led to the outcome, but now having the opportunity to do something about it and focusing on that.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to some questions. Brandon, you're up first. Go ahead.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, Brandon, how you doing, brother?
Can't complain. Can't complain at all. No, you didn't come out on the side that you wanted to on Saturday. You mentioned your first time facing Martin, how it was obviously not much of a competition, and at least Saturday you had some chances to kind of make some plays and turn the ball game in a different direction. What do you think has closed the gap between you and Martin, and then what do you think in terms of what you all will need to do in order to really close that gap and move past those guys?
I think our expectation to win. We're expecting to win versus hoping. We're trying to get to that place of certitude when you're certain that you can accomplish certain feats. And that was a measuring stick for us to see we were exactly where we are. And we believe that we could have gone to that and win that ball game. Whereas before we were hoping to win, or we just want to make it close. We expected to win, and that's why it hurts our guys. And I told them, I said, that's the pain you want to embrace. As bad as it hurts, that's what you want to embrace. And the season's not over. We have a lot of ball left. As far as getting to that next level, one is recognizing, okay, we'll be in the situation again where we'll have to make those plays. We have to execute. Two, we have to recruit. We've got to get length. We've got to get length in certain spots. We've got to get more depth in certain areas. We've got to get tougher up front. We've got to get more physical. An efficient run game is something that we're searching to have. It's not to my liking at all, but we're working diligently to get that mentality. So we marry that with our standard, and you just hope that you can win ball games that way. So that's the daily operation that's consistent.
Okay. And moving forward, obviously you've got a trip down to the Atlanta area to face Kennesaw State. Based on what you've seen so far, what are some areas that you think you'll be able to attack them in, and then what are some areas on the other side that you'll need to be concerned about as you face those guys?
Well, I'll start with the concerns. One, their record doesn't indicate exactly where they are. They could easily be 4-0 with the one drive here, a stop there, a couple plays here or there. They're a dangerous group. They fight. They're resilient. They're still learning, who they are in terms of their staff, and they're transitioning from being a triple option team to more of a spread team. So they're figuring it out, and that's what makes them dangerous. We're going down there. It's their homecoming, and there's going to be a different energy in the air. They're fighting for a victory. It's a lot of things that are concerning in terms of what they do schematically speaking. The quarterback, everything it runs through him. The offense runs through what they do. He has I think 71 or 81 attempts on the year running the football. He's able to push the ball down the field. They're able to score some points offensively. They struggled a bit here and there, but they're shortening the game with great defense and special teams play that you have to be very mindful of. Defensively, very active front. We've seen some pretty good defensive fronts the last 4 weeks, and this unit is no different. It's going to be a dogfight because they're fighting. They believe in their defense. Great athletes, great speed across the board, special teams wise too. So it's a game that we've seen some good opponents the last few weeks, and they fall in that same category regardless of record. And we understand that the type of energy we have to have, the type of focus we have to have. We can't have a ton of mistakes, and we have to play at a level that matches their level.
All right, thank you, Coach, and good luck on Saturday. Hey, real quick, if you have time, can you circle back to me? I don't want to take the whole time.
No, go ahead, Brandon.
Okay. I just want to be mindful of the time. Speaking of your defense, obviously, and kind of want to come back to Saturday. Slee, again, how everything played out, but you, in facing the number one ranked offense in the league, you still relatively held them to below their points production on the season. What are some things defensively that you saw last week that you liked and that you can take forward as the season progresses?
No, I mean, you're right. They have the number one offense, I want to say, in all of college football. And that's including, their game against Georgia. It posed a great challenge to our defense. And we understood that they were going to get their yards, which they did, but it's to keep them out of the end zone. I mean, we had a great goal line stance against their offense. And they do things schematically to challenge you, like motioning the back last 5 seconds, so you can check into a certain defense. And Jason Simpson is a mastermind. He's been there 18 years, and he just plugs and play. This is his third quarterback that he has to bring in, and all of them have been all OVC the last couple of years. So it's a testament to his chess playing, to his system, and how he does things. And it posed a great challenge to us. One, it was, hey, we want to try to make them one-dimensional, and we can't let the running back beat us. He's the best back that we've seen. That's including the back at Notre Dame. Okay, he can hit the home run. He's tough. He played with a separated shoulder, and we play physical. And that was our goal, is that we're going to play our type of ball, and we're going to find out, hey, if you can throw the 30 and 30 out and survive that, cool. And if 8 can pick the ball up and beat us with his arm, cool. And they did just that. So, but our thing was not to give up points. And we're up 10-0. Felt really good. Had the goal line stands. They botched their field goal. We felt like we were in good position. And what we have to do now moving forward is overcome those errors. But to answer your question, I felt like Brandon has done an amazing job of dissecting, what they do well, when they're going to do it, because they put a lot of pressure on you at how they dress up their runs, what they want to do, and they do it well. The first 15 plays, they empty the backfield out there, getting the ball into the perimeter, something we didn't expect, and we were expecting more runs. The back didn't have a carry, I don't think, until like the third or second series of the game. So they made an emphasis that, try to get 8 on track and try to unsettle us in that regard. But I think we adjusted well. And we just wanted to trade blows, and I think we did a good job of that.
Okay. And Then this is my this is my last one. Obviously, what can you say about Mr. Beard having 19 tackles and being co-defensive player of the week? What can you say about not only his play this season, but the past overall the past 2 games that you've played, you've had at least one player garner all conference honors. So what does that say, to obviously your ability to not only find these types of caliber, all conference caliber players, but also develop them, integrate them into what you want to do?
Well, we do. We spent a lot of time in our recruiting, and it's a rifle approach. It's not a gunshot where we're just trying to spread and find certain talented guys. There's a certain criteria that we're trying to find within each individual player that we try to recruit. And we've been fortunate enough to have picked right in a lot of areas. We were missing one second team all conference linebacker, Kayvon Pope. You talk about adding him into that mix, it would make things very interesting, but certainly Monroe Beard has just been a wonderful surprise. It's no surprise to me that he's having the type of year that he's having. Selfless, teammate, fiery, works hard, doesn't complain, really challenges his teammates. And we don't have captains. I have representatives. That's a title that has to be earned. And when you hold that torch, it's a lot of responsibility. And no one has really reached that level yet, but he's closing in on that as being that guy that, he represents everything what it is to be a Tennessee State Tiger, and everything that I hold true to my heart in terms of character and principles and how you hold your teammates accountable and how you live a day-to-day life. So having him in the building has been a breath of fresh air.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. And once again, good luck this weekend. Looking forward to the matchup.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Coach. Thanks for your time this morning, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks a lot, guys.